2025 is shaping up to be a very exciting year for Apple fans, and one of the biggest reasons is the upcoming refresh of the Apple TV. For the last 3 years, the Apple TV 4K has been running on the A15 Bionic chip. Back when it launched, the performance was great, smooth, and ahead of most streaming boxes on the market. But time moves fast in the world of technology. Today, the A15 feels old compared to the latest hardware, and Apple knows this better than anyone. That's why all eyes are now on the next generation Apple TV, which promises to bring a massive leap in both software and hardware. At WWDC 2025, Apple gave us the first glimpse of the future with the announcement of tvOS 26. While many expected small changes, what we saw was much more than that. Apple introduced a fresh, modern interface that feels alive and fluid. One of the most striking updates is the new liquid glass effect. This design touch makes menus, transitions, and animations look smoother, more futuristic, and more elegant. It's exactly the kind of polished detail that Apple is famous for. The best part is that this software update will not be limited to the new Apple TV. Even current Apple TV 4K owners will be able to enjoy it. That means millions of people can experience a redesigned Apple interface before the new hardware even hits the shelves. But let's be honest, software is only half the story. The real excitement lies in the hardware upgrade right now. The Apple TV 4K is powered by the A15 chip, the same one found in the iPhone 13 series. That was fine a few years ago, but in 2025, we already have the iPhone 17 lineup. The gap is huge, and it's obvious that Apple TV is due for a serious upgrade. All signs point toward the inclusion of the A17 Pro chip, the same high-performance processor powering Apple's most advanced iPhones today. The A17 Pro is not just faster, it is smarter, more efficient, and packed with features that make entirely new possibilities possible. It is built for the future of gaming, high-end graphics, and demanding apps. Even if Apple chooses a slightly modified version with one fewer GPU core, the performance jump compared to the A15 will still be massive. This is important because the new Apple TV is not just being built as a streaming device. Apple wants it to become a powerful hub for entertainment and even gaming. This is where the story gets interesting. For years, Apple TV has been marketed mainly as a box for streaming shows and movies, with some casual gaming through Apple Arcade. But the inclusion of the A17 Pro changes everything. This chip is powerful enough to run console-level games, and when combined with Apple's Metal for graphics technology, the door opens to a whole new era. Developers will now find it much easier to bring advanced games to Apple devices, and that includes the Apple TV. Think about what this means. Instead of buying a separate PlayStation, Xbox, or even the upcoming Nintendo Switch, your small Apple TV box could deliver a similar gaming experience right from your living room. Imagine being able to play console-quality titles without needing a large, expensive gaming console. Apple is not the first to explore this idea. Nintendo, with its Switch 2, is using NVIDIA's DLSS technology to push advanced visuals on mobile hardware. Apple, however, has its own approach. With the A17 Pro and Metal 4, it can provide smooth gameplay with rich detail, powered entirely by its own ecosystem. If Apple executes this correctly, the Apple TV could become the perfect solution for casual gamers and even some serious ones. It wouldn't replace an Xbox or PlayStation for hardcore gamers, but it would offer a cheaper, simpler, and more versatile option. You could stream shows, play games, connect accessories, and enjoy Apple services, all from one compact device. Now, let's talk about design, because Apple never ignores how its products look and feel. The current Apple TV is built from plastic. It's small, functional, and minimal, but in 2025 it feels out of step with Apple's premium design language. Across their product line, Apple has been moving toward metal, stainless steel, and glass. iPhones, iPads, and Macs all share this elegant, durable look. Rumors suggest that the next Apple TV will also follow this path, with a sleek metal body replacing the old plastic shell. This change won't just make it look better under your television, it will also make it feel more solid and durable. And there's another reason for this switch. Cooling. High-performance chips like the A17 Pro generate heat. To maintain peak performance, Apple may introduce a small built-in cooling system, possibly a fan, inside the new Apple TV. This would be a first for the device in recent years. If true, it shows Apple is treating this box as more than just a streamer. They want it to run at full speed without slowing down due to heat. Connectivity upgrades are also expected. With the A17 Pro, the Apple TV could support Wi-Fi 6E, which means faster and more reliable wireless connections, especially in homes where many devices are competing for bandwidth. Bluetooth may also get an upgrade, making it easier to connect controllers, headphones, speakers, and other accessories. HDMI could be updated too, supporting higher refresh rates and better HDR, perfect for those with the latest TVs. So when will we actually see this new Apple TV? The timeline looks very promising. Apple usually unveils major products in September alongside the iPhone and Apple Watch if they stick to that schedule. The new Apple TV could be announced in September 2025 and available in stores by late September. Another possibility is a quieter launch in October through a press release. Either way, we are only months away from finding out. Pricing is another big question. The current Apple TV 4K with the A15 chip costs about $130. With the jump to the A17 Pro, the new metal design and other upgrades, it's reasonable to expect a higher price. Analysts believe around $180 is likely. That's more than Roku or Fire TV devices, but still cheaper than a dedicated game console. If Apple delivers on the performance and features, many buyers may see it as a fair deal. The bigger picture here is Apple's strategy. They are not just selling a streaming device. Every Apple TV sold becomes a gateway to Apple's growing ecosystem of services: Apple Arcade, Apple Fitness Plus, Apple Music, and Apple TV Plus. The hardware is only the starting point. The real long-term goal is to keep users engaged in Apple's digital world year after year. That's where Apple makes its biggest profits. This is why the 2025 Apple TV feels so important. It's not just a small refresh. It's a sign that Apple wants to own the living room in the same way it dominates smartphones, tablets, and laptops. If they combine sleek design, console-level performance, and their powerful ecosystem of apps and services, the Apple TV could finally move from being a nice accessory to a must-have device. And remember, Apple doesn't update the Apple TV every year. Updates usually come every 2 or 3 years, sometimes even longer. That means the chip and design they choose now will need to stay relevant for a long time. The A17 Pro is powerful enough to handle advanced games, high-quality video streams, and even AI-based features for years ahead. By the time tvOS 28 or 29 arrives, this box should still feel fast and capable. That's what future-proofing really means. Of course, Apple isn't alone in this market. They're competing with Amazon's Fire TV Cube, Roku Ultra, and Nvidia Shield TV. The Fire TV Cube has Alexa integration and solid streaming capabilities, but it lacks strong gaming features. Roku is loved for its simplicity and low price, but it doesn't even try to compete in gaming or high-end graphics. The Nvidia Shield TV is the closest competitor, offering strong performance and access to cloud gaming services, but it has never reached mainstream popularity. If Apple can combine the simplicity of Roku, the smart home integration of Amazon, and the gaming potential of Nvidia, all wrapped in their iconic design, they could dominate the category. At around $180, the Apple TV would cost more than Roku or Fire TV but much less than an Xbox or PlayStation. Apple is betting that customers will see the value in having one device that can handle streaming, gaming, fitness, music, and more. For many households, it could replace 2 or 3 different devices. That makes it not just a streaming box, but a full entertainment hub. The upcoming Apple TV is also a key part of Apple's long-term plan for the living room. They have been slowly but steadily expanding into this space, with Arcade for gaming, Fitness Plus for workouts, music for streaming, and TV Plus for shows. The Apple TV already sits at the center of a powerful ecosystem. With the right hardware upgrades, Apple could finally transform it into a serious, all-in-one entertainment platform. The most exciting possibility is gaming. With the A17 Pro chip and metal, for developers can finally bring console-quality games to Apple TV without compromise. Many games could launch across Mac, iPad, and Apple TV at the same time, and cross-device play could become the norm. Imagine starting a game on your Mac, continuing it on your iPad, and finishing it on your TV. This level of flexibility would be hard for competitors to match. So, the 2025 Apple TV isn't just an upgrade. It's a bold step forward. Apple is signaling that the living room is still a key frontier, and they intend to own it for the next decade. Whether you're interested in gaming, streaming, fitness, or simply enjoying Apple's elegant design, the next Apple TV might finally be the product that delivers it all in one box.